Hello friends, in this lecture we are going to start a new chapter, that is forecasting. We are going to start a new chapter, that is forecasting. So what is forecasting? Okay, the question arises that what is forecasting? So one of the most common which is related to forecasting, you must have heard in the newspapers that they always say that weather forecasting. What is the weather forecast? What is the weather forecast? They always say in the newspapers or in the news channels that about weather forecast. They also predict that after 2 or 3 days there is going to be a heavy rainfall, okay, or the temperature is going to be changed. Okay, it means they what they do, they try to predict, predict the future. Okay, how they are doing it? They can simply guess it. Okay, they can simply guess it, or they do some mathematical research. Okay, they do some mathematical research, and with the help of that research they are predicting about the weather. Like that weather forecasting, we have got forecasting in our industrial engineering. And in this industrial engineering forecasting, what we do, we basically predict that what is the amount of sales which is going to happen in the next month or in next year or after 5 years. So how to define the forecasting? We can say it is a process of predicting the future sale or demand of any product. Okay, how we can say it? It is a process of prediction. It is a process of prediction. Forecasting is nothing but just prediction. Okay, you predict the cricket score. Okay, when the match starts, after 1 or 2 hours, you just try to predict that it is going to be this much amount of run. Okay, so what you basically do, you predict it, or look at those channels, they predict it. Okay, or how they are doing it? They do it with the help of mathematical analysis. Okay, with the help of prediction or mathematical analysis, or there are simply people sitting at their home and they just try to predict it just by guessing. A wild guess is made that the score is going to be this much. Okay, so forecasting is basically prediction. And how to do it? Either it can be done with the help of mathematical research, simulation techniques, or just by human judgment or human guessing. Okay, so I'm just writing the definition of forecasting. We can say it that it is a process of predicting the future. Okay, the future word is very much important. It is a process of predicting the future sales or demand of a product or demand of a product. How? Okay, we predict the future sales or demand of any product. Suppose I have a company which is producing markers. Okay, I have a company which is producing the markers. So I cannot just start producing the markers in any number. First, I have to look for the customers, that who are the customer who are going to buy this marker. And also I have to look that what are the different other shops which are selling these markers. Okay, so I have to calculate, I have to see that what are the numbers of different other shops which are selling these markers, what are the customers. Okay, what is their occupation, whether they can buy this marker or not. Okay, whether they need this marker or not. A farmer will not need this marker. Okay, a farmer will not need this marker. So what I will do, I will just try to expand my business near a college area or school area. Okay, near a college area or a school area where there is a need of this marker. Okay, so it is basically a process of predicting the future sale or demand of a product. And how we are going to do it? How we are going to predict the demand? Just by guessing or by with the help of mathematical analysis. So it is a process of predicting the future sale or demand of a product on the basis of on the basis of statistical analysis, or by judgmental technique, or by judgmental. Okay, so either you can do mathematical research, you can do the simulation process and get the result, or you can simply judge the future, you can simply guess the future. Okay, with the help of some experienced people. Okay, with the help of some experienced people, you just simply cannot ask anyone that what amount we should produce. You cannot just simply ask anyone. You have to look for those experienced people who are working within your organization, or some experienced people who are outside the organization. Okay, so judgmental technique is basically, it is an art. It is an art of human judgment, that how well one can predict about the future sale. Okay, so this guessing can be done only by the experienced people. Either they are within the organization or they are outside the organization. So the one question is that what is this judgmental technique? What is this judgmental technique? So I'm saying it that it is an art. It is an art of human judgment, that it is an art of human judgment, that how well one can predict the future sale or demand, which is closer to the actual value. Okay, so anyone just cannot guess about the demand or future sale. You have to look for those persons who are very much experienced in the field of forecasting. So what they will do, they will just guess the demand. Okay, they will just guess the demand. And guessing should not be anything. Okay, why? Because suppose the demand is going to be 1000, the demand is going to be 1000, and you have predicted 10,000. So you can see the difference. Okay, the difference is very much large. So what will be there? There will be a lot of error. Okay, those errors are known as forecasting error. So if the difference between the actual demand and the predicted demand is very much higher, so a lot of forecasting error will be involved. But as a result, our aim is to minimize those forecasting errors. It means we have to predict. Okay, it says that you can predict the future sale, you can predict the future sale or demand, but it should be closer to the actual value. It should be closer to the actual value. If the difference between the predictor and the actual value is very much large, it is going to introduce some error. Okay, it is going to introduce some error, and those errors are known as forecast error. Okay, so the prediction should be very much close. Okay, the error should be very much less. And what is this statistical analysis? Okay, as you can say, as you can see that statistical analysis means use of use of mathematical techniques, use of mathematical techniques, use of simulation, use of simulation. So a lot of brainstorming will be required in this statistical analysis. How? You here in this statistical analysis or in this forecasting, we cannot simply guess the result. Okay, we do not guess here. What we do? We do here a proper mathematical analysis. Okay, we do here a proper mathematical analysis with the help of simulation. Okay, with the help of simulation, it is basically a programming technique. So in this case, the results are going to be more accurate. The results are going to be more accurate. Okay, so forecasting is basically a prediction. Okay, prediction of anything. In industrial engineering, what we predict, since we are going to sell our products, so here we guess about the demand. Okay, the demand or the future sale. And how we are going to do it? We are going to do it with the help of judgmental technique. Okay, either directly with the help of some experienced person, we take their opinions, or with the help of some mathematical formulas, or with the help of some simulation. Okay, so this is basically forecasting. So the another question arises that what are the advantages of forecasting? Okay, what are the advantages of forecasting? So the next question is, what are the advantages of forecasting? What are the advantages of forecasting? So what you are going to get with the help of forecasting? First thing is that if you are going to guess something, if you are going to guess that what is going to be the demand of this marker pen, then it will give you an idea. It will give you an idea that what is going to be the your production volume. Okay, how much you are going to produce. So you can inform each and every department. You can inform each and every department in your organization that we are going to produce, let's say, 1000 of marker pen, and according to that prediction, you are going to do the arrangements according to the production which is predicted. You are going to arrange everything within your organization. Either that can be the design department, that can be the production department, that can be the sales department, or the some market peoples, that is retailers and distributors. So it gives you an idea about the volume of production. So the first advantage is that it gives an idea about volume of production. Okay, you can know that what are the numbers you are going to produce. Okay, in what numbers you are going to produce. It can be anything. Okay, it can be anything, either 500, whatever the prediction is. So it gives an early indication. Okay, it gives an early indication, and it helps you to establish a proper coordination. It helps you to establish a proper coordination between the different departments within your organization. It means the second advantage is that we can say that it establishes a proper coordination between different departments. Okay, that can be design department, there may be design people, okay, who are going to design the product. There will be production people who are going to produce it, production department. There may be sales department, sales department who are going to sell it. So these people these people will get an early indication that what is going to be the production volume, and we are going to arrange our things according to that production volume. Okay, so forecasting will help them in a lot of way. Third one is that it gives information, it gives information about labor budget and raw material budget. Okay, if you know that we are going to produce 1000 of marker pens, then according to that requirement only you are going to employ the labors. So you can predict the labor budget also, you can predict the labor budget also. Suppose 100 men are required and 10 machineries are required, so there is no unnecessary buying of the machineries will take place, or unnecessary employment of the laborers will take place. You can fix those numbers, you can fix those numbers, and you can fix the your budget, because in industrial engineering budget is very much important. You cannot simply start the production. Okay, you cannot simply start the production, because in one of the chapters that was break even analysis, you must have studied that we are going to produce anything. Okay, we are going to produce anything, but not in a infinite amount, because you know that after some time there will be some losses, after some time there will be some losses. It means you have to stop at that point where the profit becomes equal to the loss, and that point is known as break even. So you have to guess about the labor budget, otherwise you will be in a loss condition. Okay, and it will also tell you about the raw material budget. Okay, that if we are going to produce 500 of markers pen, then what will be the amount of the raw material. Raw material means plastic, it can be plastic, it can be ink. Okay, so it gives an early indication about the raw material also. Okay, the fourth one is, you can say that it tells about the changes in product design. Okay, it tells about the changes in product design. Okay, this is also one of the important point. Okay, you cannot simply make the design according to you. Suppose you make a design and the things are going into the market for the sale, and the customer rejects it, remember, early we have a phone, the company was Nokia. When it was launched in the early days, okay, everyone used to have this phone, everyone used to have this Nokia phone. Okay, it means the sale was in a large amount. But after the technology came, after the lot of technology came into the mobile market, a lot of mobile phones came, and the Nokia was nowhere. Okay, Nokia phone was nowhere in the competition. But today you know that Nokia phone has again been launched in the market. Why? Because they know that they have to change the product design according to the requirement of customer. It means the forecasting will tell you that whether there is a need of change in the design or not, so these are the basic advantage of forecasting. You can add a lot of things, that there will be a profit condition, we want a profit condition. Okay, it will also tell, since you are getting early information about everything, so it will also tell that whether there is a need of expansion of the plant or not. So we can also say that it tells about plant expansion. Okay, it tells about plant expansion. Plant expansion. Okay, suppose your product which you are going to launch in the market is a hit. Okay, it is a big hit. Then you know that there is a need, okay, or there is a great opportunity for you, so that you can expand your plant. You can expand your plant and start producing more and more. So forecasting will also tell that whether there is a need of plant expansion or not. So these were the basic introduction about forecasting. Okay, how we can do it, what are the advantages. Now we will look that what are the classification of forecasting. Okay, forecasting can be done, but in how many ways it can be done, we have to look for it. Okay, so we are going to study our next topic, that is the classification of forecasting. That is the classification of forecasting, and directly questions has been asked from the classification. Okay, you have to remember the names, you have to remember the classification. 1 mark question has been asked in GATE examination from the classification. Okay, so I am making this is your forecasting, and basically this classification of forecasting has been done into two categories. Okay, the classification has been done into two categories. The first one is known as qualitative qualitative forecasting. The first one is known as qualitative forecasting. Okay, qualitative, and the second one is known as quantitative forecasting. Okay, so forecasting is classified into two ways. The first one is qualitative and the second one is quantitative. Okay, this qualitative forecasting, we have studied that how we can predict about the future sales. So there were two ways. The first one was statistical analysis and the second one was judgmental technique. So this qualitative forecasting is also known, can be done with the help of judgmental technique. Okay, this qualitative forecasting is done with the help of judgmental technique, or you can say with the help of human prediction. And this quantitative is done with the help of statistical analysis. This is done with the help of statistical analysis. Okay, and there are a lot of names. You have to remember the each and every name of these types. Okay, this qualitative forecasting is also known as long range forecasting. Okay, long range means it is done for a longer duration. This qualitative forecasting is also known as long range forecasting. Long range means it is done for a longer duration of time. It can be 1 year or more than 1 year. It can be 1 year or more than 1 year. So this qualitative forecasting is known as judgmental technique, and this is also known as long range forecasting. Means the time duration for this forecasting is long. It can be more than 1 year. And this quantitative forecasting is known as short or medium range forecasting. Okay, this quantitative forecasting is known as short or medium range forecasting. It can be done either for 3 years or 6 years or less than 1 year. Okay, so this forecasting is done for a longer duration of time, and this type of forecasting is done for a shorter duration of time or for a medium duration of time. This forecasting, one more name is there. This forecasting is also known as subjective forecasting. This forecasting is also known as subjective types of forecasting. Okay, so you need to remember it. And this one is known as objective forecasting. This one is known as objective forecasting. Okay, so these are the different names. We have not written the classification. Okay, now I am going to write the classification of qualitative and quantitative. These are just the different names of these forecasting, and you need to remember the each and every name. So now I am going to tell you that what are the different classifications of this qualitative forecasting. So it has got four classification. Okay, it has got four classification. The first one is known as opinion survey. Okay, the first types of qualitative forecasting or subjective forecasting or long range forecasting has got opinion survey. Second one is market trial. The second one is market trial. The third one is market survey. And the fourth one is Delphi technique. And the fourth one is Delphi technique. So this qualitative forecasting can be classified into four categories. The first one is opinion survey, the second one is market trial, the third one is market survey, and the fourth one is Delphi technique. These things I will explain you in next lectures. In this lecture I have to only tell about the classification, and you need to remember each and everything. I will also tell that 1 mark question which has been asked in the GATE examination from this classification only. This objective forecasting, when we talk about this objective forecasting, it has been classified into two categories. The first one is time series analysis. The first one is time series analysis, and the second one is casual or econometric. The first one is time series analysis, and the second one is casual or econometric. This time series analysis is for short range. Okay, it can be for 3 months, and this is for medium range. Okay, this casual method is for medium duration of time, and this time series analysis is for a shorter duration of time. It can be 3 months or less than 3 months. It can be for 3 to 6 months or 6 to 1 year, and this is more than 1 year or for 1 year. This time series analysis is very much important. Questions has been asked from this topic. Okay, numerical questions in GATE examination. So this time series analysis is very much important from the numerical point of view. It has got four classifications. The first one is simple average method, or it is also known as past average method. The second one is moving average method. Okay, the first one is simple average method, the second one is moving average method, the third one is weighted moving average method. Everything I will explain, just look for the names now. And fourth one is very important, exponential smoothing method. Okay, the fourth one is exponential smoothing method. These four classifications are very much important from the numerical point of view, so you need to remember each and everything. I will discuss them in detail. Okay, and this one, casual and econometric method, had got two classification. The first one is regression, and the second one is correlation. The first one is regression and the second one is correlation. This regression or linear regression, we have it in our course. This correlation we do not have to study, so this is important. So these are the basic classification of the forecasting. These are the basic classification of the forecasting. Okay, so you need to remember these classifications because questions has been asked from this topic. Questions has been asked from this topic. So I'm just writing a 1 marks question of GATE examination. The question was very recent question. Okay, the question was which one of the following is a short term forecasting. Okay, short term forecasting, or you can say it as quantitative forecasting. The first option was opinion survey. The second was market survey. The third was exponential smoothing, and the fourth one is Delphi technique. So just look at the question. If you do not remember the names, you can't answer this question. It is a 1 marks question in GATE examination. So what they're asking about quantitative forecasting. Okay, quantitative forecasting, that which one of the following is a quantitative type of forecasting. You can look, this is a qualitative and this is quantitative. Opinion survey, it can't be the answer. Market trial, it can't be the answer. Delphi technique, it can't be the answer. So quantitative ESM method, exponential smoothing method, it is your correct answer. Okay, so 1 marks question has been asked from the names only. Okay, so you just need to remember those classification and names. In the next lecture we will discuss that what is the qualitative forecasting. Okay, why we need it, and I will explain each and every points, that is opinion survey, market trial, market survey and Delphi technique. Okay, so in upcoming lecture we will discuss this whole classification. Okay, we will discuss this whole classification, so just revise it.